Hello and good evening. Thank you so much for joining us live. We're going to wait a couple minutes and give everyone a chance to get on for those who are able to listen in live. Deborah Ann is on. She is busy at the moment, but you'll be able to see her face as soon as I am done. And so we're going to go ahead and get started. And if you are able to join us live, we will be here. And if not, then you definitely will be able to watch the playback. And so thank you for taking time to just invest and watch this because we really felt like it was important to make sure that everyone was on the same page and that you get in touch with your wins. And I know that Mary Kay's InTouch, it's an amazing tool, but if it overwhelms you, you're not really effectively using it. So kind of wanted to tie it all together tonight so that you'll be empowered, you'll be ready to go, and you'll be able to tap into the tools that Mary Kay's given to us, and you'll be able to track your very best year. And so happy New Year. And so we miss not seeing you on Thursday evenings, and we look forward to being back together at the hotel on Thursday, July 27th. And so for those of you going to seminar, we look forward to seeing you. And I know it's a busy time with vacations, kids out, different seminars happening. And so we're just excited to be back together over the next couple weeks. And so here's the deal. Tonight's all about getting in touch with your wins, and a confused mind does nothing. And so if at all possible, if you could have InTouch in front of you, and if you can't, totally okay, but if you can, that would be great so that you can kind of follow through as I touch on different places that you can go. And if you're great with all these tools, then you don't need to worry about it. But if you're one you're not really sure where to find information, you're definitely going to want to have your computer in front of you, or you can go back and redo it, or you can just take notes and do it as soon as we're done with the hangout. So a confused mind does nothing. And, our thought was, what if we jump-started July the way that we know how to finish a year? And so I'm sure you all will agree, for those of you who are working towards finishing up your STAR, working on a year-end goal, that you work differently towards the end of the seminar year. So what if you jump-started July as if it was June, and you started the very beginning of the year and worked all year long with just purpose and passion? And I've been kind of talking to consultants and kind of using the analogy of, what if you work daily, weekly, and monthly, and you work to finish the month end with hair on fire girl, and just not because you're frantic and just there's chaos everywhere, but that you're just so committed and you're so excited, and you are going to find a way, make a way to hit that goal and make it a reality. And that's what I'm going to refer to all year long as, the girl with hair on fire. You want to be that girl with hair on fire, because I've worked the business both ways. I'm not finishing up a goal and not being excited, or being that girl with hair on fire. You don't know how it's going to happen, but it's just going to happen. And you work to make it happen. And I promise you that working as that girl with hair on fire it is so fun and it is exciting and it creates momentum, and that's how you want to work this year. So that's really how the hangout came about. You know, we wanted to make sure that we could jumpstart July and have you working strong the very beginning of the year, so that we're not missing any days, we're not missing any months, and we're not wishing that we had and all that. So I'm just going to stop there. So I know many of you have already done what we're getting ready to share. Some are on your way, and some may just really be in the process of getting ready to get ready to get ready to get ready to get ready. You know what I mean? And so we want to make sure that we get everyone on the same page. So some obvious Mary Kay goals you might have already set are, or you're thinking about setting, the monthly Bracelet Achiever. Will you earn your bracelet every single month? Will you get that extra bracelet in January for being a 6-month consistent achiever of that 600 wholesale bracelet? And by the way, I had it on my wrist the other day. I was with Amy Allgood, and I'm like, what do you have on your wrist? And she's like, the bracelet. So I took a picture of it, and so I'll send that out. But it's absolutely beautiful. So you may have set the goal to earn that bracelet every month. You may have a trip that your director has in motion. You may be working towards achieving that. You may have set the goal to be a quart of sales. Hi, Deborah Ann. How are you?
I'm great. How are you?
So, okay, focus, Nadine. So you may have set the goal for a quart of sales, quart of sharing, earning a car, or being a star consultant this quarter for the very first time, or even being a 4-quarter star or directorship. I'm sure if not all of those goals, a lot of those goals you've already set, you've been thinking about. And so prayerfully by the end of this short hangout, we promise not to keep you too long, you will either have confirmation that you're on the right track, or you will have the extra info that you needed to be on the right track. And so I'm going to do the first part of the hangout. Deborah Ann's going to go ahead and finish it up. And so my first topic that I want to talk to you about tonight is the power of book 10. And so the power of book 10, what's book 10? You may have heard us talk at meetings or, online, whatever. Book 10 is when you have 10 parties on your date book by the 5th of every single month. And you may be thinking, 10 parties, what? So let's just talk about that, because your mindset really makes a difference. And so if you are starting from 0, the thought of book 10 sounds impossible. But the beauty of bookings and consistency is that it creates momentum. You can't control results, but you can control the activity. And so when we stop tracking the results, and don't get me wrong, results are super important and we want to know where we are and we want to track them, but we want to put our focus on making sure that we're doing the right activity so that we can eventually get the right results. And so statistically, 1 out of 9 say yes. So if 1 out of 10 say yes. So if 1 out of 10 says yes, that means we've got to get 9 no's to get a yes. And so you can't get tripped up with, she said no, she said no. That's part of the business. That's the only way you're going to get a yes. And so in order for you to get the booking, you must hear the no's, and it is part of our business. And so book 10 sets you up so that you don't spend your entire month praying that your few or sometimes even one party on your date book for the month doesn't cancel. I don't know if any of you have ever been there, but I have been there over the years where I've had 1 or 2 parties on my date book and I spend the entire month going, oh God, please don't let it cancel. I really need this. I need this party to hold, please, please. And you know what? It cancels, because when you only have 1 or 2 parties on your date book and you spend the entire time going, oh, I hope it doesn't cancel, it's going to cancel. And so my first, and I'm just going to be real honest, my first book 10, and Deborah Ann, I don't know if you remember this because we didn't talk about this before the hangout tonight. My first book 10 was when Pam threatened to take us off in Televerse. Which was the equivalent to Voxer now. She had a Shawtime director in Televerse group, and she would forward training messages that I would then pass on to the unit. And so she threatened all of her directors, and it wasn't a threat because she followed through for those who didn't accomplish it, but she shared that if you didn't have book 10 by the 5th of the month, you would be removed from the list and you would not receive the training messages. Well, needless to say, for those of you who know me, I was furious. I was like, how dare she? I own my own business. I can't believe this. But long story short, I didn't want to be removed because I didn't want it to hurt my consultants. I didn't want them not to be able to get the training messages. And so I was forced to complete the book 10. I was mad. I was mad. I was mad. And after the fact, and I can remember during booking, I remember thinking, even if this helps me, I will never acknowledge that this helped me. These were the thoughts going through my mind. And what happened because of that book 10 at seminar that same year, I had to acknowledge and thank Pam for pushing me to do that book 10, because if it wasn't for that book 10, we would not have finished Trip. I could track the production that we needed to finish back from that book 10. And so I was so grateful that she had pushed us and kind of put our back up against the wall. But what I saw from that book 10 was I was super busy. I was having an amazing time. I was traveling to Orlando. I was traveling out of state, because when you got to get 10 parties on your date book and you're not quite sure where they're going to come from and you don't want your people to be cut off, you get creative and you do what you need to do. And so I traveled a lot that month. But what was so awesome was at the end of the month, not only were my sales amazing, my team building great, lots of new prospects, but my book 10 for the upcoming month was already done without any phone calls, without stressing on where am I going to get my book 10, because I was a master, because I never wanted to have to do that book 10 again the way that I had to do it that time by phone and connecting. And I wanted to make sure that I left every party with new parties on my date book. And so the reason why I share all of this is because when you are all in, you can find the people to say yes. You can think about who you're going to call, or you can just be all in and pick up the phone. Think about it. If your dog, let's get real drastic, your child runs into the street with a car coming, you don't think about what if. You run and grab the animal or child. Would you all agree? That's what you do. And so you have to have the same, but Deborah Ann's like, well, what? Would you run or would you not?
Absolutely. No, I would. Yes.
Okay. So you must have the same mindset when it comes to setting yourself up for success with bookings. And so bookings are your friend. And let's be clear, they're not doing you a favor. You're doing them a favor. And so the beauty of that is when you get those legit 10 parties done, you coach the parties and you go to school to make sure those parties hold, then you leave each party with 2 to 3, and you really never, ever, 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 ever have to worry about referrals or parties. And so book 10 needs to become your friend. You need to, whatever you need to do to get the right mindset. You want to get excited about booking. You want to stop thinking and overthinking. When should I call? Who should I call? What if she says no? What if she says yes? You know what? You'll never know. And so stop thinking about it and start getting in action more. And so if you focus on your bookings as check, I did it, it's not going to be as effective. But when you focus on your bookings because you're excited about what you're going to offer, you're excited about the opportunity to be a blessing to others, and you're excited about doing the right activity so that you can get the right results down the road, your excitement, your passion, your willingness, people hear that versus, I gotta do this, stop it. And I can only say that because I've done it both ways. And so get excited about your book 10, make a list, and don't think about, well, what if she says yes, what if she says no, what, stop it. Just be all in and get those appointments on your date book. Be so booked that you're praying that one cancels. And so book 10, this is on our website. It's not going to be the one that you want to use, but this book 10 challenge, ignore all the stuff about, special luncheons and stuff. But this is a great, effective sheet where as you book, you can just write their name, number, and then you can start to see your book 10 completely done versus always having to count. So it's always fun. I get energized when I see things filling up and less that I have to fill in. So this is a great sheet. You can find this on my website, nadinestanley.com, under contest, I think, under contest. So that's the book 10 sheet. Print a new one and then just always keep it. You know, as you book new parties, fill it in. And if you didn't have book 10 by the 5th, keep filling it in and strive to get 10 on your date book. So let's talk about quarter sales. Quarter sales, 40,000 retail, July 1 to June 30th. And so decide if the quarter sales is your goal, which I hope it is, because that means that you're out selling product, making a difference face-to-face. We get to get face-to-face. That's one of the privileges of the Mary Kay business is we don't only work social media. We don't only work, you know, automatic ship. We get to get face-to-face with people. And so I hope that you have decided to be on the court of the national court of sales, 40,000 retail. There's all different kinds of tracking sheets. I'm not going to sit and say you should use this one, you should use that one, because it's really what works best for your personality. But it's important that you track it on a daily basis, weekly basis, so that you constantly know where you are. And if you don't know where to get those numbers on INTOUCH, there's a couple different places that you can find your numbers on Mary Kay INTOUCH. So we want to make sure that you are utilizing INTOUCH to its fullest. So let's talk about where you can find the numbers, current numbers for the National Court of Sales. If you go to marykayintouch.com and you're on the home page of Mary Kay INTOUCH, the tabs up top, there's order, then there's business tools. You want to click on business tools, and when the drop-down menu appears, there's one place that you definitely want to go. And so under the business tools, click on My Business. And when you click on My Business, you'll see a link that says Reports. And once you get to the report section, if you click on Career and Contest Summary, you can see right there where you are with Court of Sales. You can see where you are with Court of Sharing. And there's a current up-to-date summary. It's not live, but it's within 24 hours that it's updated. And you can also, that's the first place you can find your Court of Sales numbers. The second place is if you go to Business Tools, the same tab, drop-down menu, click on My Business, and instead of clicking on Reports, you're going to want to click on Production. And when you get to the production page, you'll see up top, kind of above the production, you'll see team production and then your name. And when you click on your name, it will bring you to a different area, and it will have your yearly totals, it will have your quarterly totals, and then down below it will have your current month totals. And so those are two great places that you can find numbers. Are you smiling at me? Those are, you know, some things never change. Whether it's live, on the computer, some things never change. If you only were part of the conversation before we went live. Okay, so I'm starting to sweat now. So, okay. So those are the two places that you can find current numbers for Court of Sharing, or Court of Sales, and let's just move right into the Court of Sharing. Court of Sharing, when you are in front of faces and you're working Court of Sales and you're, you know, seeing new faces and you're booking from your bookings and you always have book 10 on your date book, you are going to be a recruiting machine. And to me, other than marrying my husband and, you know, the birth of our children and now our grandchildren, you know, Mary Kay is truly one of the greatest gifts that has ever been given to me. It's up there, you know, life-changing gift. Like my hands. Do, 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 do. Want me to dance? Okay. No. So, you know, being able to share, again, you know, and you can't track your success based upon who says yes, but you can track your success based upon how many times you're offering the opportunity. So, find a tracking sheet that works for you. We don't care which tracking sheet you use. You know, it doesn't matter. There's lots to choose from, so just go figure out which one you want. But to track your team, what I recommend you do is, again, go to the homepage of INTOUCH, under Business Tools, drop-down menu, go to My Business, go to Reports. There is a report that says Court of Sharing Detail. And on that page, it shows the month, the name, what she's qualified. Is she qualified? Did she get the perks? I recommend printing that every month and keeping that in your date book. And so that is where you can find the current information. Print that monthly, just put it in your date book to print that so that you have every single month of all your new recruits. There are other forms, but I've just found that if I just print it at the end of the month and put it in my notebook, then I have everyone I've recruited for the year, and I see who's qualified, who's not quite qualified. If she didn't get qualified, we can get her to STAR, and then she counts towards those 24. So there's different ways to get them qualified. And so, but I print that sheet monthly and I keep it in my brain book. My brain book has my goals, it has reports, and it has promotions. So I'm not having to go and look for different things. You may want to use a focus folder, you may want to use a notebook, whatever works for you. Keep your goals, your reports, and your promotions with you at all times. When I travel, that brain book is with me. When I'm in the car, that brain book is with me. And so it's not my date book, it's just a notebook that I can easily refer to. I was talking with Nancy Powell this morning, and she was talking about her goal sheet that she was completing. And I had printed off the goal sheet, Nancy's goal sheet. And so I said, hold on, let me go to my book. So I went to my book and I pulled out her goal sheet because it was in the goals section. So that brain book keeps you super organized. And the last thing I want to talk about before I turn it over to Deborah Ann, T-sheet. I know for those of you attending the weekly meetings, you've been hearing me talk a lot about this, but this T-sheet is old school Mary Kay. This is my T-sheet for the week. And so I recommend that you have a T-sheet every single week. I like to do mine Monday to Sunday, and there is obviously four sections on your sheet. Now, I'm going to talk consultant and director here. I'm going to encourage you, because you're working to achieve things, that you have 4 areas that will drive your business to a car and directorship. So this is my weekly T-sheet. I've got week of 7/10 through the 17th. Up top are my sales. I want to have a $500 week. And so far today, I've sold $78 and $318. So I have $104 left to hit my goal for the week. I'm pretty excited about that. So over here, booking attempts. I want to have 5 booking attempts 7 days a week, because I am working for a quantum leap, and I'm willing to do that 7 days a week and not just 3 days, 4 days, 5 days. I'm going to do it 7 days. And so I've made 7 booking attempts, and so I have 28 left for the week. And so down here is where mine gets a little off and a little different than where I've got how many notes I want to write and how many live calls I want to have. And so I recommend doing this every single week. It's something that we did 27 years ago. It was the only thing that we did. And your 4 quarters, based upon what you want to do, you may want to have Star Consultant. It doesn't matter. It may be warm chat names, referrals, interviews, but for you to start put what you want to have and then subtract, even if it's a $2 sponge tip applicator, when you see that number decreasing, it is motivating, exciting, and at least for me, it really encourages me to get it done. So I want to really encourage you to keep this with your date book, where your papers are, so that you can constantly track, not on Sunday night and get frustrated of, I gotta subtract this. Keep it ongoing so that then you can stay in front of it. If come Saturday night, you haven't hit your booking attempts, then you know, oh my gosh, I'm so close. I only have 6 left. I have to do it. And so you can finish it because you see what you have left. And so I want to really encourage you to do old school Mary Kay T-sheet, Monday through Sunday, Sunday through Monday. It doesn't matter, just whatever you do, keep it the same. But I really want to recommend that the 4 areas that you want to focus on and really improve and excel in this year, keep that in front of you every week. Deborah Ann, I'm turning it over to you.
Excellent. I love old school Mary Kay. It so works. It works. It worked then and it works now. There's nothing new under the sun. So thank you, Nadine. Thank you so much for starting us out with all those great focuses and foci. Anyway, tonight I get to talk to you about 100, the Century Club, 100 new skincare sets sold for the year. And there's nothing more exciting than building a business with what are you doing? And why are you still, are you supposed to be the big one? Am I supposed to be the little one and you're the big one? Is it, can you hear me? You can hear me, right? Okay, good. No, I don't want to be big. No, that's good. I am big? I'm big for you? Okay, well, you're still big for me. Okay, good. All right, good. I'm just making sure I'm doing this right. You know I've had some challenges. Anyway, so I get to talk to you about Century Club and Star Consultant tracking. Well, let's talk Century Club first, because once you hit Century Club, Star Consultant is a given. So there are just some numbers I want to tell you about. It's so funny that the company is on this kick for us to be selling new skincare sets. And they're going to be really hyper-focused on that. And so our national area is hyper-focused on that. And our individual units are hyper-focused on that. When I came into Mary Kay, that was one of the things, along with Perfect Start and Power Start, you were advised to get your first 100 skincare set customers within your first year of business. And it was a very achievable goal, because what you did was you just tracked it. 2 new skincare sets every single week gets you into that Century Club. And now we're at the beginning of a seminar year, and that's what you want to be doing, tracking 2 new skincare sets every single week throughout the entire year. Now, when I joined Mary Kay, $50 was the cost of a basic skincare, including foundation. That was 22 years ago, and we are at $66. I would say that we've done a good job keeping with the times in terms of but it basically costs the same right now, is what I'm saying, as it did 22 years ago when I started, because $16 added on to $50 is not that much over the span of 22 years. So I'm encouraging you, even though I don't know what your perception is of the way our products are priced, but I want to let you know that based on what's on the market and based on inflation, we are still very affordable for what it is that we provide people, the quality of product that we give to people. So be encouraged by the fact that the product you're selling is excellent quality and it is a good value on top of that. So Century Club is where you want to focus. You would want to have a tracking sheet. And I like what Nadine said. You can have, separate from your T-sheet or a part of your T-sheet, how many skincare sets you're selling for the week. Because if you start now, you would need to catch up, because we've got 1 week under our belt already, pretty much. So you would need to start with 4 on your your T-sheet this week. And then you would want to have somewhere where you're tracking 100. I've already gotten for my unit 100 to track each basic set that was sold, so that you can know and mark them off as you go. There's nothing sweeter. I agree with that. I love a goal that's trackable like that. And you track when you're actually accomplishing it. Thermometers, make your own. It doesn't have to be fancy. It doesn't have to be pretty. What it needs to be is seen by you. So wherever it is, don't put it on the inside of your closet, because you're not going to see it there and you won't be tracking it. But let me tell you why you want to do skincare. The reasons are obvious. Listen, if you sold 100 skincare sets in a year at $66, I wrote it out, $66 per set, that's $6,600 that you would have sold in a year. Half of that would be your profit, $3,300. And then if you divided that into the year, no, 12 months of the year, not 12 weeks of the year, that's an extra $275 per month in just skincare sales a month, each month, that you would be profiting. Now, that does not take into account reorders, which every single person, when you start selling 100 skincare sets, is my math right? Why are you looking like that? Are you good? I did it. I did the math. Okay, good. So when you consider that each skincare customer reorders 3 to 4 times per year, and that doesn't include if they were actually a miracle set skincare, because of the skincare that you're going to sell, we're just talking cleanser, moisturizer, and foundation. And that could be any of the skincare sets. Like the company recognized us and gave us that additional discount. Boy, I hope you were smart and you stocked up in June and that you have tons of skincare to sell now, because that's what you want to be doing. If you're so inclined, you can pass the savings on to your customers. I told my customers, the company never puts skincare on sale. More sale. We buy it at 50%. Hello, it's our bread and butter. So for us to make an additional profit, you can choose to work that any way you want. You can make that your hostess incentive. You can make it just something that you want to say, you know what, the company gave me a discount and I want to pass it on to you. Would you consider starting with Mary Kay on your skincare? Would you consider taking the 21-day challenge? That's still relevant, you guys. Just because we're not seeing it blazoned across our INTOUCH screen doesn't mean it's still not valid, that when people give us their faces for 21 days, they're going to see an absolute difference in their skin at the end of that time. So still work the 21-day challenge. Still time for you to do that. Let people try the product, purchase it, and if they're not loving it, they can return it. It's our regular 100% buyback guarantee, but it's a way for you to encourage people to try the skincare. You guys, skincare is where the money is, because on top of that, when people start taking care of their skin, they enjoy it. There are some customers, and I know that some of you were able to experience the joy of this, when you have people who are regularly using your skincare and you can recommend a product that's going to take it over the top. That was the case with the peel. We recommended the peel and we took it over the top and they were happy to have it. Now we recommended our activated charcoal mask. It took it over the top and they were happy to have it, because they already trust our skincare. You can build on that and go a million places, and that's how you're going to nail the core to sales. That's how you're going to nail getting so much product off your shelf that'll make your head spin. You want to know how people are selling 40,000? How much did Janice finish with? Do you have any idea, Nadine? I can't remember. 50 something. You're like really muted. Did you know that? Yeah, you're muted. So, all right. So
I think 55.
Okay, that's how people sell that kind of product. Thank you, 55,000. I guarantee you that the majority of what she sold was skincare. I know Janice can work all of our product line. I know she does, but I promise you that most of it was skincare, because that's what people reorder over and over again. A bottle of perfume will last them for a year. An eyeshadow can last them 10 years. Don't get me started. I can't tell you the number of times my customers come with their compact, the gray oval one. Do you have anything to go in here? I'm just about finished with my cranberry ice. No, you didn't. No, you did not. Cranberry ice was gone 15 years ago. 50. Doesn't matter. It doesn't matter.
It was a great color.
I know it was. It doesn't matter. It's over. Let it go. You and my customers, let it go. So anyway, but my point is an eyeshadow can last 10 to 15 years. Great skincare and cleanser and moisturizer will not last that long, especially if you've taught them how to use it and they have embraced it and they're running with it. And then when you start building on it with other products, that's what's going to make the difference. So here's the deal. You've got to own that Century Club. Start it now. Make up your mind that this is what I'm going to do, because this is where I have complete control over how my business grows. When you decide that that's what you want to do and you go to work every single week, I'll never forget the story of that lady that Mary Kay told us about that was the queen of sales. And I think she didn't speak English too well. And Mary Kay told the story of how she would put a basic by her door every single day, and she didn't come home until she sold it. And she said, Mary Kay, I just put a basic by my door and I didn't come home till I sold it. And so that's how she was a queen of sales. And back then a basic was $40. So you get the idea, you guys. It's just a matter of focus. It's a matter of determining that this is what I'm going to do. I'm going to grow my customer base. I bet if you look through your customer base right now, you'd be hard pressed to say that even half of your customers are on cleanser, moisturizer, and a foundation. Start with your customer base. Start with the people that are just getting bits and pieces of Mary Kay from you and make them skincare customers. Tell them that that's what you want. You tell them, I can't believe that I represent the best skincare on the market and you're not using it. We have to get together. There's got to be a reason why you haven't fallen in love with one of our skincare lines. Do you realize we have several different options to offer? So would you just commit to 100 new skincare sets sold this year? Track it. When you get there, you're going to be so glad you did, and you're going to see your star happen. You're going to see your quarter sales happen. If you build on top of that, it's just going to open up a bunch of doors for you. So let's just talk star while we're at it. You know what the star consultant qualifications are. You're going to start as a star at 1,800. That's where you're going to start. 1,800 wholesale in a quarter. The current quarter started on June 16th and will end on September 15th. That means that we have 10 weeks left. Now, this is what I love about our business. July 1st, Happy New Year! Everybody started at zero. Except for the people who started building their stars on June 16th. Because they knew that they wanted to get ahead of the Star Consultant quarter. So now we're in the middle. We're on the second week of July. You have a choice. We have 10 weeks left, 10 solid weeks left in the Star quarter. I really want to encourage you to make a decision to break that down, that chunk down. Because if you want to do 1,800, you know what? It's minimum, and usually we don't encourage you to do minimum. But you need to get at least 1,800 done this first quarter, because this first quarter is crucial. You don't even stand a chance of being an all-star if you're not a star this first quarter. So with your Century Club sales, with your other sales that you're going to pile on top of that, this is a quarter for you to be. And with your skincare that you just bought last month on special discount, this is the quarter that you want to be a star. So you want to aim higher than 1,800, but definitely no less than 1,800. You have got to be a star. If you're doing your business and you want to take home any profit from your business, we're getting ready to start recognizing some profit level consultants. If you want to take home profit from your business, you need to be selling a minimum of $300 per week. But listen, if you haven't sold anything and you haven't ordered anything for the new year, this is a time to get started, and you would want to start with, wrote that out for you too, here we go. Oh, I guess I only did the calculation for Ruby Star, because Ruby Star is 2,400, and so you would need, with 10 weeks left, $240 per week. I mean, sorry, $240 that you would need to be, $240 wholesale per week between now and June and September 15th. So I want to make sure that you are clear on how you could do that. It's going to take skincare. It's going to tell holding parties, which is why Nadine started with book 10, because that's where you're going to get the most bang for your buck. Reorders are great. You know, I was talking to a consultant yesterday, and somebody ordered a foundation. And I said, well, when that person ordered a foundation, did you tell her about our mask? There's an art to doing this. You guys, I've done the court of sales. I love the court of sales. It's my passion. It's what I'm going to do this year again. The court of sales happens when you are really taking care of your customers. You don't just let them buy one foundation from you. You ask them, did you see my book? You need to make sure that they are, by the way, PCP deadline coming up, just a little plug for that, on the 15th of this month. You want to make sure that the 70 cents you're investing is paying off. Are they paying attention to what's in your book? Call their attention to what's in the lookbook that comes to them. And so when you're doing STAR, that's what's happening. You're going to absolutely, every single time you get in contact with a customer, when they reach out to you, you are going to reach out and return with, have you tried so-and-so, or did you know about this, or what are you doing for this particular aspect of your skin? Have you tried our brush? I'd love to come by and see what you're doing and how you're cleansing your face. And I would like to show you how our cleansing brush, our Skin Vigorate brush, can boost what your cleanser's doing. Who doesn't want to boost something? I love boosting. All right, we're done with boosting. All right, so Moving on, so for tracking your star, again, the same place where Nadine directed you to go to look at your court of sharing and court of sales, you will also find the ability to track your own personal star. Here's the great news about star. If you're new to Mary Kay, you want to be a star, and we told you all the reasons why, because you're building a profitable business when you're a star. But here's the best part: when you work both avenues of income in Mary Kay, you're going to end up with a higher star. When you start recruiting those qualified recruits, you're going to end up with higher stars because your recruits come in and they get it. And so you want to be able to track both aspects of how you build your star, but you're not going to get any credit for your team building efforts unless you're first at least a sapphire star. And that's why I can't allow you to let this die without you being a star. So as you look at our product line and all of the customers that you have, I want to encourage you at least once a quarter, go through your customer base, go through that list of people that you have, because some of you have several hundred people, and it gives you a false sense of security. Because I have several hundred customers, but when was the last time you called them? How many of their numbers work? And if you can't contact them, they're not your customer because you can't contact them. If you're sending them a lookbook and you're not sure if they're getting it, here's what you do. You can sign them up for an optional mailer, a postcard, something that's first class mail. If it comes back to you, then you'll know that they've moved. Sometimes with the PCP, you will get a report that says this person has moved and they've sent a forwarding address, and you can update it that way. But if not, here's what you need to do. You need to send a first class postcard, and if you get it back with address not found or no such number, or you have something wrong, and it's a good way to purge your list every now and again. But it also gives you a chance to call your customers and say, are you getting my book? Are you getting the lookbook? Did you see the one that just came? Did you see the activated charcoal mask? Oh, no, I didn't. Oh, well, then I need to come over and show you the activated charcoal mask. And so it gives you a chance to, again, build your sales, build your star quarter, and make sure that you are working full circle with all of your sales, because it's not just about taking that reorder and run, oh, I got a $22 sale. That's nothing. Nadine just had a $78, I bet that was a reorder. Was it $78 or was it a facial? You're muted again. Tell me again. Sorry.
78 was, and 315 or 318 was a facial.
318 was, exactly. And that's how it works, you guys. Wouldn't you like to boost your 318 with a 78 and end up with almost $400 in sales? It's almost 400, right? $400 in sales for the day? For the day?
396.
I love it when that happens. I know. That's our happy
Can I
day.
dance?
No. Anyway, so again, last but not least, you guys, stars win cars. And the reason why stars win cars is because they're actually out there. They are pounding the pavement. They are selling this product consistently. You don't want to wait till September 15th to go, oh my gosh, I need $1,800 in. No, if you are consistently, and I brag about you all the time, Nadine, about that being your swan song, your crowning achievement in Mary Kay is the fact that you work consistently. And so if we work consistently, I'm a last minute girl, I'm just going to keep it real for you. But last minute, but I've been working all along, to put things in place so that there is something at the last minute. But I promise you, I've done it both ways, and it is easier to do every single week, week in, week out. $300 in sales, reinvest. $300 in sales, reinvest. If you want to be just a minimal star. But when you want to take it to the next level, that's your minimum. When you want to take it to the next level, then you're aiming for $500 weeks, $1,000 weeks, $2,000 weeks, $2,500 weeks. And at that point, Michael Jackson comes to your meeting. It's amazing.
Janice texts me. She has 59,900, and I know this is not Michael Jackson, but you know what? This is Michael Jackson worthy. $59,939 in sales this past year.
Amazing. Amazing. And the company's going to recognize her on stage in Dallas. You guys, you are going to see Janice's pictures and you're just going to be blown away. She's top 20. That's extra special treatment. Extra special treatment when you go backstage. I know because I've been backstage for the quarter sales, and that's a long line of people. But top 20 gets to sit down. What? And then they get to stand on stage for a long time. I remember when I was coming up in Mary Kay, Pam would ask us, what kind of dress are you going to buy for seminar this year? Is it going to be I'm sitting out in the audience waving to everybody and clapping for everybody? Or is it going to be the kind of dress, how many times are you going to go on stage? You need a dress that's 3 times worthy. Are you going on stage 3 times, 1 time, 2 times? You know what, you guys, there are years when you go and you cheer, and then there are years when you go and you are celebrated. Go make up your mind this year that you will go on stage and be celebrated, and you will cheer like crazy when you get back to your seat, but that you will do both, because it's great to do both. I enjoy both. And so I'm excited about seminar. I'm excited about this seminar coming up that we're going to next week, but it also gives me excitement for next year's seminar and the possibilities, because they truly are endless. The possibilities are endless if you will just focus on these key things that we've mentioned to you. You want to do your book 10. You want to track your quarter sharing, quarter sales. You definitely want to track your Century Club. You want to make sure that you're selling 100 new skincare sets this year, which means you'll see way more than 100 new people. And then you also want to track your star starting this quarter, because this is a quarter that's going to make or break you for that all-star and 5th prize in Dallas. I got a fabulous, what kind of bag was it? It was not Kate Spade. I got Kate Spade earrings one year. A earring and necklace set, which has fast become one of my favorite. And I'm not a name brand person, but I happen to like those a lot. But I got a fabulous purse in my 5th prize last year. And people have gotten diamond rings as their 5th prize, you know, because Mary Kay has extra prizes and they need to get a way to get rid of them. And I say, give them to me. I will take them. So definitely put yourself in the running for 5th prize this year. It's kind of like 4th breakfast or whatever, that 4th meal. That's what Taco Bell, don't eat at Taco Bell. I'm sorry. This is taking a terrible turn. Don't do 4th meal, and definitely don't do it at Taco Bell, and don't do it at Jack in the Box. I'm done. This is where I'm getting delirious because I had to go there. Anyway, all right, let me make sure I got all my notes done. Yay, skincare. Fall in love with our skincare. Fall in love with our skincare, and then have people fall in love with it right along with you. That's what you want to do. Nadine?
I'm done.
Me too.
All right.
Yay, we told you we weren't going to keep you long. Good job. We did it.
So I hope that the information that we share with you tonight will help you with clarity and tracking. And even if you're not a numbers person, you know what? You own a business. You own a business, and we've got to think like a retailer. We've got to track like a retailer, and we've got to just put our big girl panties on and have fun with the business, but also do the business side as well. So we are numbers people. We own a business, and this is going to be an amazing year.
Woohoo.
All right.
Everybody get to dance.
I get to dance?
No. All right, that's it. Thank you guys so much. Thanks, Nadine. Have a great night. Bye.